So as you might know, the number 9 jersey is usually given to the main striker on the team, and through the years we've gotten to witness some great players with that number, but at certain clubs like Chelsea, I don't think we can say the same, because as soon as the player takes the number 9 jersey, they just become extinct. Some don't believe in this superstition, but at this point football has given us a fair share of superstitions. Remember the Octopus who successfully predicted every game for Germany in the 2010 World Cup, or the Aaron Ramsey curse where a celebrity passed on a day after he scored against Manchester United. Osama Bin Laden passed away the day after. A couple months later he scored against Tottenham, Steve Jobs died, and a couple more. But from 50 million record signing Fernando TORRES, who once finished third in the Ballon d'Or voting at Liverpool, then went on to spend 4 years at Chelsea but couldn't even give them up to 10 goals in a Premier League season. Then we can look at Morata, the man who always finds himself at big clubs or barely even makes any sort of impact. Then we look at Higuain, Falcao, Tammy ABRAHAM, but his was looking too early to call because he was just 22 years old, and as soon as he joined Roma, he just started scoring. Up until today, his £97 million replacement Romelu LUKAKU, who was meant to be a reliable goal scorer but couldn't even give Chelsea up to 10 goals in the league last season. Then eventually got loaned back to his second home, Inter Milan, after a horrible and very controversial season. In today's video, we'll take a look back at the players who wore the number 9 jersey at Chelsea and how they all failed to meet the expectations of a great club like Chelsea and their fans. But before we get into the video, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who subscribed. We just hit 400 subscribers, which is huge, and a couple other milestones on the video. So at 500 subscribers, I'll be planning on doing a giveaway, so please be sure to hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the content of the channel. Now let's get back to the course number 9 jersey. For this video, we can trace the start of the number 9 course to 2011 when Chelsea signed Spanish striker Fernando TORRES for a then English record fee of £50 million from Liverpool. Before joining Chelsea, El Nino was an absolute baller at Liverpool. Here, he was in a system that suited his style of football with his speed, control, dribbling, power, and his eye for goal. The Premier League was just too easy for him. Well, so we thought. In his 3.5 seasons at Liverpool, Torres gave football fans worldies of all kinds. He went on to have 100 goal contributions in 141 appearances at Liverpool. Personal accolades he achieved during his years for Liverpool and Spain were very impressive. Notably, his 3rd place finish in the Ballon d'Or ranking in 2008 behind Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. But here's something he fails to give Liverpool fans: trophies. Well, this sort of fueled his transfer to Chelsea in 2011. Shortly before Torres joined Chelsea, Drogba had set the bar so high for any incoming striker, and Yoka could even do what Drogba had done, so they decided to bring an experienced 27-year-old Premier League player to fill in his boots. Now, here comes the pressure. The pressure at Chelsea to keep the scoring form that Drogba had set was so hard for him. Especially with that price tag, a lot of people expected to perform immediately. He also failed to adapt at Chelsea, a club filled with superstars, some who were on his level and others far above him. Aside that, Chelsea's style of football was so different for him, no crossing service, and Torres also had the problem linking up and finishing off moves. But aside all of that, Chelsea fans will forever be grateful to Torres for that goal against Barcelona in the Champions League in Camp Nou, a goal that sent Chelsea to the finals, which they eventually won. He also went on to win the FA Cup and the Europa League during his time at Chelsea. All in all, Torres was really considered a flop because of his lack of scoring and his inability to live up to the £50 million price tag that made him the most expensive English transfer at that time. But at this point, no one really kept too much meaning into the number. Then, Radamel FALCAO took on the number 9 jersey 2 years later in 2015 under Jose Mourinho. This was a year-long move after a failed loan season at Manchester United, so he was back in England to prove himself in the league. But before this loan period, we can't deny the fact that FALCAO was an absolute beast of a player. Remember when he was running the streets of La Liga from 2011 to 2013, banging in 20 goals with ease in just the league. And also, let's be honest here, FALCAO was never going to be the leading striker at Chelsea because Diego Costa just came up with 20 goal season in the 2014-15 season. So all he really had to settle for were bench minutes. And with just 12 games in Chelsea's career, he got badly injured. This was an injury that saw him miss 20 games in a row. He came back into the team and he went straight back into the bench. During his time at Chelsea, FALCAO only had a total of 1 goal in 12 appearances in a whole season. That's so bad. FALCAO also hurt Chelsea financially because he cost the club £800,000 per shot and £57,000 per touch of the ball. After Diego Costa's departure, Chelsea were now looking to fill his boots with maybe another top-class striker. So in 2017, they brought in Alvaro Morata for a record fee of £70 million from Real Madrid. Chelsea fans were excited for this young 24-year-old striker who just dropped 15 goals with Madrid in the previous season. He had a great connection with his Spanish brother as a Bluqueta. This was such a great sight to see, the crosses and the well-placed finish headers. This all contributed to 11 goals in the 2015-16 season that Morata had. Then also the course had his fair share with miss upon miss upon miss. Next season, Morata ended up switching to the number 29 and it was even worse. This just shows that once you take the number 9 shirt, there is literally no running away from it. Scoring just 5 goals in 16 appearances in the league was so poor that halfway into the season, Chelsea no longer needed his services, so he was loaned out to Atletico Madrid. Then he passed on the number 9 jersey to Gonzalo HIGUAIN. Higuain came in halfway into the 2018-19 season on loan from AC Milan. At this time in Chelsea, they lacked the number 9, with Giroud being the only option. Higuain's loan move actually started off decently, scoring 2 goals in his second game at the club against Huddersfield. But the problem with him was that it was just too slow for the league, which factored to the 5 goals he had in 18 appearances during his 6 months at Chelsea, which is very poor from a Chelsea striker. Then after Sarri left, Lampard took over at Chelsea. He gave the young players more game time. We saw Mason Mount, Rhys James, Fikayo Tomori and Tammy ABRAHAM all come into the squad. Tammy ABRAHAM just came off a 25-goal season at Aston Villa, so he immediately got into the Chelsea squad and got the number 9 jersey. Was that a mistake? Maybe, maybe not. The number 9 course looked like it was over, as by the first 15 games he already had 11 goals. A winner against Arsenal in the Emirates. Boy, Tammy ABRAHAM was good. But as we got past January, he slowed down and he was nowhere to be found. The Domostoko era at Chelsea didn't favour Tammy ABRAHAM as much. Reduced game time, injuries, and it just looked like he had lost his spark. We can't totally say Tammy ABRAHAM was a bad number 9. He had a great first season, but he was just too young, didn't seem good enough under the new manager, and needed more time to develop as a striker. And with the buyback clause of £78 million, hopefully Chelsea will be looking to bring his dazzling talent back to the bridge and maybe not hand him the number 9 jersey the next time. For another record fee of £97 million, Chelsea re-signed the familiar face Romelu LUKAKU. He left as a boy and he returned back as a man in the Premier League to prove to Manchester United fans that his first touch was nothing to be messed with. Took the number 9 jersey this time, started off scoring on his debut against rivals Arsenal, then he went and scored 2 goals against Aston Villa. Maybe the man is truly back to prove haters wrong this season. But from then, he just went blank. Games upon games upon games. Lukaku couldn't even make any sort of impact. He later came out with an interview questioning the coach's decision on his game time and how he was unhappy about the situation leading up to the interview. And after 15 goals in 44 appearances, his wish was granted after just 1 season at the club. He quickly returned back on loan to his beloved club Inter Milan. Some other players we can add to the number 9 cost list are Franco Di Santo from 2008-2009. He made 16 appearances for Chelsea and he had 0 goals and just 1 assist. We can also talk about Steve Sidwell with 1 goal and 1 assist in 25 appearances in 2007-2008 season. Let's not get it wrong, we've seen great strikers play for Chelsea from Drogba, Diego Costa, Eto'o, but what they all have in common? They never wore the number 9 jersey. So if you are trying to go pro and play for Chelsea, please avoid that number because it truly might be cost. Comment down below if you think the number is truly cost, so it's just a coincidental event. And yeah, we've come to the end of today's video. Also, I'm really sorry for the lack of upload on the channel. Knowing fully well this is a really small channel trying to grow, I actually need to start uploading more often. So hopefully I can entertain you guys with more of these videos and upload frequently. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Big shout out to everyone that watched this video, man. Thank you. Don't forget to comment, it's so nice. If you like on the video, we've been smashing 10 likes on the video recently. Let's go for 10 likes or more. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Actually, let's go for 15 likes. Alright, take care. Bye from me.